Me and my student have actually used this particular strategy to make more than $10,000 within a short while, okay? And even the lowest among them all have made a minimum of $500. Those that are using a lesser money like 40 USD, 50 USD have made a minimum of 500 USD using this particular strategy. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys this particular strategy that I've used to generate a lot of money. So I'm going to be doing it live. So you can see that I'm in a deposit fund session. So what I'm going to be selecting here to make my deposit for me to carry out this particular trade, so you can see it live, is TRC20, that's USDT. So I'm going to be using 100 USDT to make my deposit right away for you to understand. This is crypto trading, and this particular crypto trading, it's a bot, okay? This particular bot focus on Bitcoin trading, and before this particular bot will carry out a trade, it analyzes the market, okay? First of all, it analyzes the market and find a suitable time when the market is very calm for it to carry out its trade. Also remember, I'm not a financial advisor. What I'm sharing with you guys here is how I make money on daily basis, okay? So if you want to get this bot, you can contact me. My contact details is down below this particular video, okay? Or you can copy it on the screen. I'm gonna be putting it on the screen. So I'm trading this boat live, so you can see how it actually work, okay? So over here you can see I have 863 USDT in my wallet right here, okay? So I'm going to be making a withdrawal of 100 USDT to my account so that you guys can actually see how I do it live, okay? So I'm going to be doing it live. So I'm going to be making withdrawal. Remember, this particular bot works 89%, okay? I mean, the win rate is very powerful. So most of the people are asking me, why am I always talking about this particular bot? Because this particular bot is a top notch, and I've used it to make thousands of dollars. I know what I'm actually talking about, okay? So now I'm going to be making selecting TRC20 because I'm using TRC20 to make this particular deposit, okay? So and we are going to be using 100 USDT. So make sure you also add, if you are making you purchase your own boat, the boat costs 46 USDT. Once you purchase this particular boat, when you are depositing, make sure you add one extra USDT because Binance and Bybit charges extra 1 USDT fee, okay, for your deposit, okay? So I'm going to be clicking withdraw. So I'm gonna be confirming it to put my code. So I've actually made my withdrawal in my Bybit. So the next thing is for us to go back to the bot and confirm. So you can see the money have left my Bybit. I now have 761 USDT. So now let's go back to the bot. So over here you can see the money have actually arrived, okay? So the next thing is for me to go directly to the boat because I've actually purchased this particular boat, okay? So right now I'm going to start with 100 USDT. So you can see it here live and direct. So I'm going to be clicking on start, okay, so that the boat will start running right away, okay? The boat have actually analyzed. Remember, this particular boat gives signals ahead of time, okay? Once there is gonna be a trade, it will come like an SMS, okay, on the app, okay, once you're on your data. So that is how this particular boat have been very powerful because it makes anytime there is no opportunity, there will be no trade. Okay, and this particular bot don't trade all the time. Okay, this particular bot mostly trade once in a day. Okay, it carry out a trade once in a day. You can see the bot have actually started running, so we are gonna give it some time and allow this particular bot to run, so that let's see how much we're gonna be making. So we started with 100. My target is 250. 300. I am out from the market. Okay, because this particular bot is has a target. Once you set your own target, that's what you really get. If you set a target to be making 10% per day, that's what you get. If you set a target to make 100% or 50%, so me on this particular video, I've set this particular video to make at least 200% of my money. Okay, minimum. So most of the time I set this particular bot to make at least 40% for me. Okay, on daily basis. So what I do is that I increase my capital. Okay, so that I will not be too long in the market. Okay, remember this particular bot trade only Bitcoin for me. That's the one I normally choose. Okay, and I've been making thousands and thousands. This is getting to 3 months I've started this particular bot trading. If the bot have not been profitable for the past 2 to 3 months, I wouldn't be talking about it here. Okay, but because it's very, very highly profitable, that's the reason why I continue to talk about this particular bot. So you can actually see that our current balance is 249 USDT, and now at 268 USDT. Okay, so you can actually see we are now currently at 308. This is where I will be stopping this particular bot. Okay, yes, because this is the maximum I can go for now, and I've made so much money. So the next thing which I'm gonna be doing now is to make my withdrawal to my account. So you can see how profitable this particular bot can be. This particular bot can be very highly profitable, and mostly when this particular bot gives signals, it means that the market is stable. Okay, even if you are carrying out a coin arbitrage opportunity, you can use this particular bot to dictate the best time for a trade in Bitcoin. So you can see we actually we'll stop at 300. Okay, and we started with only 100 USDT. So the next thing for us to do right now is to make a withdrawal back to my account. Okay, so let's see how long it's gonna take us, because this particular bot, since I've been using it, is very fast in deposit and fast in withdrawal. So we are gonna be selecting TRC20 because I use TRC20 to make my deposit. So you can see I have a balance of 761 here. So let me copy my address. So I just copied my address now. So let me paste over here. Then we are gonna be selecting 300 USDT. Okay, complete withdrawal. So this is how it actually works. You can send me a DM if you want to join us and start making money. Okay, so now let's see. You can see all the whole withdrawal I've been making here. You can be seeing how much I've been making so far. Okay, you can see I made 5,909. All this money we have been making over here, so huge amount of money. So I made a withdrawal of 5,990. You can see I just received the money in my wallet just right now. Okay, so you can see we now have 1,041 USDT. So this is how profitable it can actually be.